I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call of Alderman.
Alderman Hazel.
Here.
Alderman Kinsella.
Here.
Alderwoman Pusa. Here. Alderman Bittner.
Here.
Alderman Randall.
Here.
Alderman Tyler.
Here.
Alderman Anthony.
Here.
Alderman Ovian.
Here.
Alderwoman Schaefer. Here. Alderman Dintelman.
Here.
Alderman Gah.
Here.
Alderwoman Steele. Here. Alderman Weigant.
Here.
Alderman Elmore.
Here.
Alderman Wiggington.
Here.
Alderman Barfield.
Here. All 16 are present. Roll call department heads.
City Treasurer Hart. Here. City Attorney Horner. Police Chief Bill Clay. Fire Chief Tom Poor. Here. Finance Director Jamie Matrit. City Engineer Tim Gregowitz. Director of Maintenance Ken Vaughn. Here. Human Resource Director Sherry Faber. Director of Parks and Recreation Debbie Belleville. Health and Housing Director Bob Sabo. Here. Director of Public Works Jason Poole. Here. Director of Wastewater Royce Carlisle. Director of Economic Development Anissa McCaskill. Here. Director of Library Leander Spearman.
Okay, Lander's excused on vacation. Royce is excused. Randy's here for him. Debbie Belleville's excused. Sherry's excused for vacation. And Garrett's excused, and Brian Flynn's here in his place. I think that's all of them.
Yep.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, and you would stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you very much. At this time, we do not have a public hearing this evening. Just a reminder, if there's anyone relatively new, if we had to, I don't think there's any severe weather forecast other than extreme heat. But if we had to leave for a storm for any purposes, police would guide you across the lobby to the stairway, across from the clerk's office and downstairs. If we ever had to leave this building during a meeting for smoke or fire, heaven forbid, we'd ask that you go out one of the two doors, carefully go across the street, and if you would, meet over by the St. Clair County sign so that we could kind of make sure the people you came with all got out okay. I'll open public participation in just a moment. If you're wanting to speak, raise your hand. When I recognize you, come up to the microphone, keep it 2 to 3 minutes, give your name, and we'd appreciate it if you'd stay on a Belleville topic or something on the agenda preferably. And also I ask you to speak into the microphone, and that goes for council members. We've made, I think, the corrections on the audio now, but I don't want you to forget to use the microphones.
It picks up everything.
Picks up everything now, so be careful what you whisper. Okay, with that said, I'm going to open public participation. Is there anyone this evening? Yes, sir.
Michael Hagberg. On May 21st, I commented about TIF 16 having only $164,000 in the fund, with claims of $284,000, and about to approve another project for $200,000. The administration assured me and the aldermen that the funding was coming from this year's property taxes and a grant reimbursement. Yet, the treasurer's report was printed a week later and shows that $250,000 was transferred from TIF 3 to TIF 16. This transfer of funds was done without being presented nor approved by the City Council. Government is designed as a series of checks and balances. How is a treasurer to verify fund balances when the administration is transferring funds without council approval? By blindly accepting the actions of others, you are failing the taxpayers who voted you into office. The administration lied to me and the aldermen about taking money from TIF 3. Let's get the $250,000 transferred back to TIF 3 where it belongs, and it can be used for repairing our streets. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, I'm going to close public participation. We're going to move on to the first item under number 7 is appointments. And I'd like to ask for a motion to appoint Patrick Sullivan to fill a vacancy on the Police Pension Board left by Jim Rokita, who requested to step off the board. And here's a 2-year term left on that. Motion by Alderman Steele, second by Alderman Hazel. Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Aye. Bittner. Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Wygant.
Aye.
Elmore. Wigington.
Aye.
Barfield.
Motion carries. Patrick, you want to stand? They probably know you. You've been around before. You served on the zoning board, and he's been helpful to us on several committees, so thank you for agreeing to serve. Okay. We go on now to number 8, approval of the minutes. I'd ask for a motion to approve the city council meeting minutes, June 4, 2018.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Wigington, second by Alderman Pusa. Do I hear discussions or corrections about the minutes? All in favor of receiving and filing the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Claims, payrolls, and disbursements. I'd ask for a motion to approve the claims and disbursements in the amount of $1,003,391.81, and the payroll in the amount of $916,285.52. Do I hear a motion? Motion by this gentleman right here, Kinsella, second by Ovian. Do I hear any discussion on the claims or payroll? Roll call.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Aye. Bittner. Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Wygant.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington.
Aye.
Barfield.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Motion carries. At this time, I'd ask for a motion, if it's okay, to receive and file the treasurer's report from May 2018 and a statement of cash and investment report from May of 2018. Do I hear a motion? Motion by Alderman Steele, second by Alderman Dintelman. Do I hear any discussion on the treasurer's? Okay, all in favor of receiving and filing these two reports signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We go to oral reports. Ordinance and legal. Mr. Wigington.
On behalf of Ordinance and Legal Review Committee, 11A, I would like to make a motion to approve attending Title 7 Traffic Code, Chapter 74 Parking Regulations by adding Section 74.38 of the revised ordinance of the City of Belleville, Illinois. So moved.
Do we want to do, is there a problem with doing these three together?
No, I have no problem with making
Anybody
it.
have an issue with that? Why don't you go ahead and read the other two?
11-A, behalf of Ordinance and Legal Review Committee, I'd like to make a motion to approve amending Title 7 Traffic Code by adding Chapter 77 Non-Highway Vehicles of the revised ordinance of the City of Belleville, Illinois. And 11-A3, behalf of Ordinance and Legal Review Committee, I'd like to make a motion to approve amending Title 11 Business Regulations, Chapter 112 Emergency Services, Section 112.42 Definitions of the revised ordinances of the City of Belleville, Illinois. So moved.
Motion by Alderman Wigington. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Pusa. These ordinances were all talked about and explained in great length at the ordinance committee meeting. The third one on here the second one does deal with the off-road vehicles, and Chief explained that real well at the last ordinance meeting, that they're gonna have to, certain rules that they have to make sure they follow. And then the last one on here, under 11A3, is the adjustment to the original ordinance that we have dealing with emergency shelters. And while we're working towards standards and operating procedures, as well as working with some other cities, likewise at the same time, they'll be doing the similar thing. This is what this ordinance is, and it was discussed and passed unanimously in committee. So hearing no further questions, roll call from the ordinance committee motions.
Pusa. Aye. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Wygant.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington.
Aye.
Barfield.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Motion's carried. We go to economic development and annexation. Alderman Kinsella.
I make a motion to approve the development agreement with B&B Entertainment Incorporated for the remodeling of the existing facility located at 5500 North Beth West.
Motion by Alderman Kinsella, second by Alderman Wigington. Any discussion on this recommendation from economic development? Roll call.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Wygant.
Aye.
Elmore. Wigington.
Aye.
Barfield.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Motion carries. I am going to ask Alderman Consilla that maybe we do these separately because of questions might be raised, I don't know.
Okay.
Would you, for the motions for the Finance Committee?
I make a motion to approve the retirement payout request from Glenn Valmer, City Wastewater Treatment Plant Chemist.
Motion by Alderman Consilla, do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Pusa, do I hear discussion? Roll call on this first one.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Aye. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer. Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Abstain.
Steele. Wygant. Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington.
Aye.
Barfield.
Aye.
The motion carries. Alderman Gah explained to me he is a relative, so it was appropriate for him to abstain. Okay, we move on, Alderman Consilla, to the next one.
I make a motion to approve the low bid with Calhoun Construction for up to $221,827 for 510, 512 West Main Building and ADA improvements.
We have a motion by Alderman Consilla. Do I hear a second by Alderman Dittelman? Discussion on this item? Yes, sir.
Can you tell me where's the money coming from?
We talked about this. Jamie, I guess you want to address it all?
Split between TIP 3 and the General Community Assistance General Fund.
Yeah.
How much is coming out of the general?
Approximately 65,000.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest would be TIF 3. And we've already had, from the time that we did the budget, one project for sure with the IDOT that's definitely not going to be able to go at this time. So there's the difference in the money's right there, and that one, that's why we talked about it in finance. So we feel. The ADA, the windows are in really bad shape. There's gaps. The air comes whistling through in the wintertime. We talked about that openly from the moment that we took on the township, when we absorbed the township. And we wanted to do it when we first bought that building and did it, but at that time, we were building Firehouse number 4 and doing that building about the same time, and we just backed off the atrium, because at that time, we had no use in the atrium at all, just for an occasional meeting. But since then, we had a year and a half where we had the clerk and treasurer in that area, and now that we moved the general assistants and community assistants in there, they're in there full time. And the ADA is an issue, people coming to the door in wheelchairs. It's just like here at the council, at the city hall, it does need to be handicap accessible. So, and there would be an additional handicap bathroom, a unisex bathroom put at that same level at that office there. And the sewer's right there, but that will also make that very convenient, that people don't have to take 2 different chair lifts to get up to the upstairs to get to the bathroom. So it will make it much better. Yes, sir.
What's the timeline on these improvements?
Well, the one who got the low bid, Calhoun Construction, who happened to be the one who actually did that building in 2009, did the remodeling, I think they're chomping at the bit to start immediately. They would have probably started 2 weeks ago. The roof is done. That was in the budget, a separate line item, the roof. That's been repaired. It's all fixed. This work will probably be started. Kenny, do you have any other? I mean, they'll start pretty.
In order to minimize the actual construction time on site, we're gonna go ahead and require the contractor to submit all his project approvals and shop drawings. So you probably won't see any actual physical work on site probably for another 6 weeks while we're reviewing. That way we minimize disruption to the staff and relocation of those people. But
So the end of July, they should, 1st of August, they'll start.
no, I would expect 6 to 8 weeks you'll actually see construction activity.
And the project itself's not supposed to take all that long.
No, I mean, we will be done by October.
Okay. 60 days at the most, probably, to get it done. Okay, any other questions? Okay, if there's no other questions, you heard the motion and the second. Roll call.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
No.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer. Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele. Wygant.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington.
Aye.
Barfield.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Bittner.
No.
Ayes have it. Mr. Consilla, next one, item 3.
11C3, I make a motion to approve the low bid from Hanson's Tree Service for $9,875 for tub grinding for the orchards remediation.
We have a motion by Alderman Consilla, second by Alderman Gah. Do I hear any discussion or questions about this motion? Roll call.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Wygant. Elmore.
Aye.
Wiggington.
Aye.
Barfield.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Consilla.
Aye.
Pusa. Aye. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Motion carries. Last one, Alderman Consilla.
11C4, I make a motion to approve a contract with S. Schaefer Excavating Incorporated in the amount of $16,800 for the demolition of property at 28 North Virginia upon receipt of court order.
We have a motion by Alderman Consilla. Do I hear a second by Alderman Elmore? Mr. Sable, I know the answer to this, but I want to double check. This does, in this 16.8, that includes all the abatement of the asbestos.
No, it'll be an additional $750.
But it includes the haul off and that, but there's got to be an on-site person there, right?
Correct.
Because that it's burned so bad that they couldn't do the normal abatement. Is that what I understand?
Yes, sir.
So this is going to be out of Roger's budget, another $700. We found out that we have to have an EPA or a certified person from the quality testing has to be on site when they do the demolition. This is the house that had the 2-alarm fire several weeks ago, and there's a wall still standing, but it's bowed, and it's not a real safe situation. So we got a court order. Are we ready about to get the court order? Or we got that, Brian? 28 North Virginia. So it should be okay. They'll move forward. Okay. Yes.
Are we going to try to recoup money from insurance or
We're
whoever
going
owns
to
this?
try everything we can, but for the sake of safety and the neighbors, we're going to move, and then we're already taking action to see what the lending, where we can recoup this.
Right. We're
We're going to have a lien on it immediately, on the property, and we're going to follow all those avenues in legal matters, but we just, for the sake of knowing that the wall is in the situation it is, we just need to take action as soon as we can. Yes, sir.
Did they have insurance? Do we know that?
There's some question, I think, Fire Chief, where are you at? I think there's some question, the fact that the person had kind of walked away from the house.
Yeah, I don't know that we even have found the owner yet.
We're hoping.
So that
okay?
takes care of my next question. Have they completed their investigation? And
The
so-
fire investigation is complete.
But their inspection, and they haven't photoed it or anything. The insurance company, but we don't know. So that's what I mean. It took care of that
No,
question.
we're working, we're trying to investigate that as we speak, but we don't have that. But we want to have the permission to move forward for safety's sake. We're afraid that in severe weather one night, if the winds blow at all, we think this thing could shift and could even get much, much more dangerous, because it's a 2-story wall.
Oh, wow.
And the neighbor has contacted me from next door, and he's concerned, and I get it. I would be too. So we have a motion and a second to approve the $16,800 for Schaefer. We got a couple quotes on this, right, Bobby?
Yes, sir.
And this was by far, by $10,000, the cheaper of the 2 most qualified. So is there any further discussion? Roll call.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele. Wygant. Elmore.
Aye.
Wiggington. Barfield.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Consilla.
Aye.
Pusa. Aye. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Motion carries. We move on to streets and grades. Alderman Wiggington.
Mayor, read them separately, I think.
It's up to you guys. You know if there's any questions or any problems with reading them together, or what are you thinking?
Do them together.
Proceed, read them together.
Remember to get the mic?
Yes.
Okay, you got it. On behalf of Streets and Grades Committee, I'd like make a motion to approve the apparent low bidder for 70% of the cost for Stonehenge and 100% for Park Ridge and Condo general funds. 11D-2, motion to approve Coleman Design Group in the amount not to exceed $35,000 to provide miscellaneous surveying services to the city of Belleville through April 30th, 2019. 11-D3, Motion to approve DMS Contracting Incorporated in the amount of $799,523.25 for the 6th to 12th Street Sewer Separation, TF3. 11D4, motion to approve to negotiate with Volkert Incorporated on behalf of Ameren, Illinois for right-of-way access for parcel number 0713-0300-007. So moved.
Motion by Alderman Wiggington, do I hear a second by Alderman Schaefer? Do I hear discussion on these items that are being brought forward from Streets and Grades? Roll call.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer. Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele. Wygant.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wiggington.
Aye.
Barfield. Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Motion carries. We go on. Okay, the next one, we have asking for a motion from administration to approve a contract with St. Clair County trustee payment in account to purchase the property at 710, 712 East D Street, parcel number 08-22.0-311-023 in the amount of $789.25 for demolition. Before I ask for the motion, I'm going to ask Brian Flynn to explain why this is the appropriate thing to do.
This is going to be similar to the next agenda item too. So when we file a demolition case, there's usually numerous defendants, and if we can't find them, we have to publish to serve them. And then when foreclose on a lien, there are publishing requirements as well, which are very expensive. So I guess the big loser here on this is going to be the B&D, because they're not going to get our money. But so it's going to be a cost savings to the city. It's going to be much quicker to simply purchase the property at a low cost and with knowledge construction.
We would get the property anyway in the long term, probably.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in the long term, what we do is, we normally
Lien it.
we lien it, we foreclose upon it, we end up owning the property, and then there's more costs involved there when we sell it, because there's more publishing fees there. But we'll still end up selling it and putting it back on the tax rolls after we come out of construction.
And right now, most of these lots here, we've been taking care of, Bob, we've been cutting them anyway, right?
Yes.
So we've already had that responsibility regardless, so everybody understand. I guess if you were willing, if someone was willing to make a motion for both of these cases, the other one is the same, it's the same set amount for the St. Clair County trustee, $789.25 is the going rate, and at the minimum going rate, and that property is at 438 North 5th. Motion by Alderman Bittner to make those, second by Alderman Pusa, to approve those two contracts, reference those two parcels as just read. Any other questions about this motion on these two properties? It's 11E1 and 11E2. If there's no further questions, I'll ask for roll call. When she's ready.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele. Wygant. Elmore.
Aye.
Wiggington. Barfield.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Motion's carried. Communications, I don't have any this evening. That's unusual. Petitions, none. Resolutions, none. I'd ask for a motion to read by title only ordinance 8207, 8208, 8209, and 8210. Do I hear a motion by Alderman Kinsella to read those ordinances by title only? Hear a second? Alderman Pusa?
Can we read them together?
Do you want to read them as a group?
Yeah.
Yes.
If there's, and also that motion includes reading them as a group?
So I have a question. Is
Yes,
the
sir.
first one related to the Glenn Vollmer
No,
situation?
no.
The
it's
rate,
not.
prevailing wage rate?
The prevailing wage, Jamie, it's just once a year.
It's a state law that
It's
we
a
have
state-
to adopt the prevailing
If-
rate of the state
Okay.
by the end of June.
Yep.
Okay. So, Alderman Kinsella,
No, it's me.
you're going to read them. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Wait a minute, we got to hold it. First of all, I didn't vote on reading them by title only.
Okay.
We have a motion and
And
we have a
second by Pusa.
second to read as a group and by title only. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Things are going so good, I lost track.
15A, ordinance 8207, 2018, an ordinance adopting the prevailing wage rate. 15B, ordinance 8208, 2018, an ordinance amending Title 7, Traffic Code, Chapter 74, Parking Regulations by adding Section 74.38 of the revised ordinances of the City of Belleville, Illinois. 15C, Ordinance 8209, 2018, an ordinance amending Title 7 Traffic Code by adding Chapter 77, Non-Highway Vehicles of the revised ordinances of the City of Belleville, Illinois. 15D, Ordinance 8210, 2018, an ordinance amending Title 11 Business Regulations, Chapter 112, Emergency Services, Section 112.42, Definitions of the revised ordinances of the City of Belleville, Illinois.
I hear a motion to approve Alderman Wiggington, second by Alderman Kinsella. That would be approving ordinances 8207, 8208, 8209, and 8210. Any questions on those four ordinances as just read? Roll call.
Dintelman?
Aye.
Gah?
Aye.
Steele? Wygant? Elmore? Wiggington?
Aye.
Barfield?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
Kinsella?
Aye.
Pusa? Bittner?
Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
Aye.
Schaefer?
Motion's carry. Unfinished business? Yes, sir.
Mayor, I was wondering if you could just give me a quick update, or maybe with Mr. Savo's help, about where the demolition permit stands on 401 North 40th Street.
It's been filed, and we haven't heard a starting date, but they have filed for it. Yeah, I told you, you got the email the other day?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
think it
I
was
didn't know if we were any further along.
No, I mean, I haven't heard any further action, but usually when they file, they move pretty quick, so. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
They know our urgency with that one as well. It's not a two-story standing structure, but it is a dangerous heap of junk. And so I will check on that, but my anticipation is it's gonna be real soon.
Thank you.
Mayor?
Okay, yes.
And that's just wondering, 63 Grandview, Mr. Sabo went out and checked on it. We had a grass complaint, but we all know the history of that property. The roof is starting to fall in, and boy, for Grandview Drive,
Bobby, that's not in condemnation yet, is it?
no,
It's been an ongoing saga in court forever.
yeah,
We'll check, follow up and see what the status is.
if we could, that property, and Bob knows it, it's just really becoming incredibly
Okay,
deplorable.
Alderman Elmore?
Is there any update on the possible start of some hotel out by the Opera House?
I think the only thing I can tell you is that they are having some discussions, but I mean, I have nothing ready to go to committee. We have nothing that's imminent,
Okay.
but they are back to having discussions.
All right. And could you enlighten us on, we have a couple of houses tonight, demolitions and properties. What is the protocol and the processes of how we go about selling a property, or once we take ownership of it, and a citizen contacts us and says, hey, this lot's been sitting there for 3 years. Who owns it? Can we buy it? Anything like that?
Karen, you want to answer?
Sure. I actually have a list started that we just have to finalize and approve for selling. I believe there's close to 53 lots on there. And once that's finalized amongst the department heads to sell, we will publish it, and they have to submit bids, sealed bids. It'll go to Health and Housing, and Health and Housing will make the recommendation on who gets to purchase it. If people are interested in specific lots, I ask that people get me their name and phone number and address, because I will mail them a notice. Otherwise, the only people that are notified, besides being in the paper and it'll be on our website, will be the abutting property owners that it's for sale. And in the bid, they will have to tell us how they plan, what their proposal is for the use and things like that. And then it'll come to council for final approval. Brian will handle the transfers, and we're done.
And we don't publicize a minimum required.
$500
Is the
is our
lowest,
minimum.
is the minimum bid. And like I said, a lot of these lots, it's just great to get them, not have to cut the grass. But what she just said, I want to reiterate. The staff and I overlook the list before it goes to final publication, because sometimes, we have the list of which ones can't be sold because maybe they were bought with
FEMA money.
FEMA
things
money,
like
and
that.
they were, in the flood buyout, we can't, the understanding
were
was,
donated.
or they were donated for the purpose of green space. We've got to honor that, because some of them donated property to the city over the years in different locations. There's a few like that. but we also want to make sure that there's not an upcoming sewer project that we're going to need to turn right around and buy right away, or that there's not an upcoming, that we know of something with economic development that we're going to have to turn around, or a road project where we're going to need construction easement. So we try to do our due diligence and make sure that if there's we think there's a chance that the city might benefit from hanging on to the property a little bit longer, then sometimes we say, no, we're not ready to put them on the list yet.
So the list is not publicized yet, or
Not yet.
No, it's not finalized.
in the fall, spring?
I'm hoping by,
Labor Day.
yeah, by September, we're ready to go.
Okay? Okay, now that you caused me to lose my place again. Motor fuel. At this time, miscellaneous and new business, I'd ask for a motion to approve the motor fuel claims in the amount of $3,053.47. Alderman Schaefer, second by Alderman Dillman. Any discussions on motor fuel claims? Roll call.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele. Wyatt. Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington. Barfield.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Bittner. Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer. Dintelman.
Aye.
Motion carries. You should have had an email, the library folks asked to not discuss tonight. They got some questions yet to sit down with HR that came up, so there's no reason to go in executive session. So at this time, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
Before you do,
Motion.
I've got new business on the
Okay, hold it for me. What's your comment?
I'm hoping that we can get the assistance from economic development. I feel as though that we need an aggressive movement to annex properties, one. And secondly, we need to work with developers to improve declining neighborhoods. We have a serious problem here. And if we go ahead and increase our EAV, that means that our tax rate will come down in terms of what our real estate taxes are just jumping out of sight. I've got 6 people that have contacted me saying their taxes have just went up, depending on where they live, and none of these people live in high rent areas, but they've gotten anywhere from $600 to $800 in increased real estate taxes. We need help in order to go ahead and basically bring in new homeowners to our city. Right now, we're looking at a declining base. And by the year's end, the end of this decade, 2020, we could be looking at a serious issue, loss of up to $500,000. And I'm looking at that from the IMF. And it bothers me because we have a city now, we've moved on the vacant housing proposal. Now we need to move towards annexing properties, and we need to go ahead and start fixing up these properties that are in a declining neighborhood. And basically bring in developers that maybe want to buy out everybody and build new housing structure. So I throw that out there for economic development. I think it would be a step in the right direction.
Well, I would have suggested that you possibly contact Anissa and attend one of their meetings, because that would have been the place to start with this right off the bat. So we hear you, and we'll talk about it further. Anything else before we ask for adjournment? Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Motion and a second? Still have a second? All in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.